having absolutely no idea what they're going to do. But doing it as you've never seen it done before. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a massive Julia Morgan welcome to the 100% improvisational, seat-of-the-pants, make-up as you go along, Flash Family!
Why not? It might as well be me, right? Yeah! Tonight, Flash Family is going to perform theater for you by the seat of our pants. So we need your suggestions in order to do that. And the way that works is we might say, would somebody on this side of the house give us a suggestion of a mode of transportation used in a foreign country? Camel! Bicycle, camel, all of those would work great. Over here, what if we asked you for a color that your color consultant said, please don't wear? Correct? And over here again, what if we asked you for a type of food that makes you fat?
Cheese!
That's how it works. We take the first one that we hear, that's our material, and we go with it. So as a result of that, this is the first time this show has ever been done. So let's have a suggestion from someone who has blonde hair. Would you please call out an area of expertise that you wish you had more time to study in school?
Water ballet!
Water ballet, thank you. From someone in the back, this side, what's something you always wanted to look up in the encyclopedia? Aardvarks, thank you.
For somebody in the back on this side of the house, what's something you would never expect to see on the Discovery Channel?
Nudity!
What did he? Nudity?
Nudity! Thank you.
Thank you.
And could I have a subject you'd love to impress your peers with?
Geography!
Geography, thank you.
And what is something you would not waste your life getting a master's on?
Philosophy!
Philosophy. Thank you. Speaking from experience.
So, here to conduct this panel of experts, one of our musicians, Joe Paulino.
I'd like our friends to repeat their suggestions, please.
Aardvark.
Geography.
Water ballet.
Philosophy.
Nudity.
What was that?
Nudity. Nudity.
Water ballet. Water and the art.
Can you imagine Kierkegaard going to a hardware store? Of course not. Philosophy has no place in the modern day life. Just think what it would be like to have to be a philosopher in the workaday world. I ask myself because
Lithuania has moved. After all, at one point we knew exactly what position each of these countries took within the world map. And therefore we could understand clearly what they were, where they were, and how they related to the rest of the world. However, it is
Change, sometimes 3,000 or 4,000 miles of blood vessels are contained in them. And you know, they like to be free to blow in the wind, so you should expose them at all times. Forget that stuff you've heard about ultraviolet rays. They are actually very, very good for the skin. In fact, sometimes I put a big lens right on it.
Water where it smooths flat. At this point, the water ballet people will lunge from the top, spinning pirouettes, which are very difficult to do in the water, yet the outfit that nobody knows what aardvarks look like. I mean, are they bigger than a bread box? Do they have noses that will fall into the water, piercing the way bumpy?
The front of your skin is you know, that's after you've lost a lot of weight, though.
And of course, you may say, I charge to Visa, therefore I am. I don't have that kind of interest in life. And in fact, expand
and contract, causing the plates to come together in a way that forces one under the other. That way the land masses
and the tutu very easily will allow for the balletist to look at the aardvark as only good for being the first word in the dictionary. When the scientists have studied
the IRS, they found that it was easier to be
Careful when you are doing the backswing in a tennis game, because you've got to kind of take the laws of physics into account.
Causing new maps to need to be made. Yes, each of these can be constructed in a way
that the music reaches its crescendo and everyone leaps
to heaven. That's where we all belong.
In front of a volleyball net with no clothes on.
And the dancers work together to blend aardvarks, a cross between a German shepherd and a pig.
If you don't know where you are, simply review the map again.
And water ballet can be done without towing in.
It is easier to put a needle in your eye than get into the kingdom of heaven.
Nudity, perhaps your only remaining constitutional right.
Inspiration. I need inspiration today. I had 3 days of nothing. So let's see. I know. If I only could think of some clever, usable object. Great.
Egg beater.
An egg beater. Great. It's great to have music. Yes. Egg beater. Oh, I feel inspired already. A character trait. Stubborn. Brenda tied her apron on snugly and entered the kitchen in a pert fashion, her toes bouncing with her steps. She had a winsome little smile on her face as she reached into the refrigerator. No. As she reached into that junk drawer to the left of the kitchen sink. Her hand felt all around, and she placed her fingers securely around her most favorite utensil of all, the silky smooth egg beater. As she brought it out, she petted it softly. And her husband Kenneth walked in behind her, boldly, striding over to the kitchen table and pulling up a chair. She was mesmerized by her egg beater. The sun coming in those little chiffon curtained windows, glinting off of it, and Kenneth looked jealous. No. Kenneth looked proud. He reached out and tried to touch it, but of course she slapped his hand away. It was her egg beater.
Let's add yet another element to this, because as Sue writes it, there will be sounds, such as the sound of a slapping hand, that you might add to the story. So where appropriate for sound effects, feel free to add it.
Honey,
He said, imploring her with his tone.
you always slap my hand, and you know, I paid for half that egg beater.
He complained. I'm the only one who uses it, sweetheart, she explained somewhat condescendingly.
That's because you keep it locked in the junk drawer, honey, and I don't have a key.
He bartered back at her. He went and sat down on the chair with a big kaboom. She started spinning it. She taunted him with it. He stood up and used the chair as a brace to protect himself and slammed it back down. Suddenly his face got that fixed look that it did when he felt thwarted. She cajoled him. Sweetheart, you can make the omelet tomorrow, she promised. And he went over and he opened the window, letting the wind of the day into the kitchen. He started blowing things off the shelves. They started picking them up and putting them back, only to have them cracked out again. But they slammed the window. Bang! Bang! And wiped the perspiration off their brows. Darling, I have something to tell you, she announced.
It's about that traveling kitchen utensil salesman. Don't bother, I said. Last week at the Denny's.
Floor exploded at her. She protested. No! That's not it. She stalled for time. She tried to think of a rationalization. All the time, fondling that 8-liter.
You see, there's no use lying about it, honey, because I bought this potato ricer from him just this morning, and it's got your lipstick on it.
She gasped and flushed. Looked embarrassed. He got more stubborn and insistent with every second. All I did was kiss it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. On our honeymoon, when I asked you to kiss my potato ricer,
He challenged her.
you made me order French fries for room service.
She explained herself in a rather inept way. I kissed it because I loved it almost as much as the 8-liter. And I have something else to tell you. At that point, the whole room took on a hushed tone. You could have heard a pin drop. I bought a wire whisk, too. She confessed. This was the last straw for Kenneth. He slammed down the potato ricer and anything else he could get his hands on. He threw open the window and let the wind blow things around. Kenneth had had it. We thought he'd been patient. It lasted about a week. But Kenneth was a very stubborn man. So she went to her last resort. Darling, we'll hire a cook. I won't even come into the kitchen. I'll never touch these again as long as I live.
You mean a threesome? Not in my house. The three key elements to any improvisational scene, as we like to look at them, are a who, a what, and obviously someplace for the scene to take place, a where. When we get suggestions verbally from the audience, when we get more than one suggestion for a scene, sometimes people, unconsciously or otherwise, like to try and make their suggestion fit with one that we just got. And to demonstrate to you that what we do up here is completely random, and as Joe so kindly put it at the beginning of the show, we have no idea what we're about to do, we have you put suggestions in these boxes, and we will now choose one of each, just to show you that a scene can be made from virtually any three suggestions.
Like the who being playmate of the month. The what being riding a motorcycle.
And the where, back home in your upstairs bedroom after 3 months at Cal. Thank you.
uses a plug.
She's gorgeous.
Honey, it's your mother. What are these oil stains on the living room rug?
Nothing, Mom. Junior was working on his cosmetology license again. He was practicing DAs down there.
You don't have that motorcycle up in your room again, do you?
No, Mom. I know you hate the way it messes up the carpet threads.
Okay, honey. Hey, it's good to have you home.
Thanks, Mom.
Does she know?
No, she doesn't know. Are you kidding? Mom thinks the Playboy channel is just something ESPN does after 8 o'clock.
Can I stay and hang out and just watch?
You can't stay and hang out and just watch.
Please?
Look, we're just gonna rotate the tires on the bike. You know, I saw it right there under pictorial. It said, turn-ons, rotated motorcycle tires by a full moon with a good bottle of wine.
I won't say a thing, I promise. I'll be real quiet. I'll just stay back here. You won't even know I'm here.
You don't understand this. It's been 3 months of hell. Three months of hell. Come here, let's do the thing. Let's do the thing by the window like we did when I used to live at home.
Sweetheart, did you bring any friends over?
Yes, Mom, just one. One of the cheerleaders, and she's freshening up.
Okay.
It's good. Just look. We always shared everything, right? I always let you have my Fantastic Four comics when I was done with them. I gave you all my baseball cards when I was done with them. You know, and there was still a little bit left you could put on your spokes.
I like the way this is going.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of leaving you my Cal parking sticker. I have a who from a relative of Sue's. The who is a brown trout.
Season, isn't it? Okay, and the what is a crystal ball.
And where is the attic?
Thank you.
There's all kinds of stuff here.
Well, let's just get some cleaning going.
Oh God, you just gotta shake up the dust.
Don't breathe. It's worse, isn't it?
Yeah, now it's really hazy in here.
It'll settle. Nice spray stuff here. This will settle it. There. Nothing like a little Lysol to bring the dust right down.
Honey, this couch is lumpy. I told you we should.
Look what it is. It's Grandpa's fish.
Not the great brown.
The great brown. Big brown, he used to call it.
I never heard stories about this.
That's him. We had him stuffed. He was so terrific.
That's why you weren't killing.
You know what I always loved about him? The eyes. Little crystal balls. Oh, that's good. A character trait, a dependency. Codependency. Oh yeah, codependency.
The one is a condom.
And the where, just to prove which side of the bay we are on, is in the judge's chambers.
Yeah, well, now we're in court, so how do you like that?
I thought she understood.
Yeah, well, not when you said it's okay, I'll just use his, we'll just turn it inside out.
Good evening, Vive la France Club of Berkeley. We are so fortunate this evening. We have one of the foremost ballad singers and songwriters of Paris in the 1950s. He's been through some hard times over the years, but he's making a comeback this year, and he's starting right here at Julia Morgan. Would you please welcome Jean-Max Fouton? Tonight, for your plaisir, Jean-Max is going to sing one of his most famous ballads, 1954. I will be translating this for you. The name of the ballad is
Fifi's new shoes.
Whose New Shoes?
Fifi's.
Fifi's New Shoes. Thank you.
Antoisette, que Dieu faire?
I love black ponies. They are so shiny.
And those glazed quand tu
Their manes toss in the wind.
quelque chose me chouette. On ne soit à toi.
They are so lovely.
Son tech, my new horizon.
Their tails blow in the wind.
Espoir, je t'oublie.
I love black bread.
Friends are franchise.
I love black dresses. My world is black. Eat on a stale maggot. You left me. You took my heart.
Château du jour.
The only thing you left were your new shoes. I love your feet.
Je te fais pas se dire.
I love your shoes.
Ça tombe partout.
scattered all over the place. I live over in San Francisco. We have lots of park space, the GGRA, and of course, Golden Gate Park, things like that. On a nice day, whether it's foggy or sunny, sometimes I just like to go and sit in the park, maybe take a magazine or a book, like some paperback I have here. I just kind of like to park myself on a bench and, you know, people watch, maybe take a little nap, feed the squirrels, whatever comes by. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon. And what I would like to get from you is a unique hobby.
Flashing. Sock sorting.
I'm sorry? Sock sorting. And could I have another suggestion completely unrelated to sock sorting?
Flashing.
Flashing. Thank you. Sock sorting and flashing. Well, now I'll just go back to my book here in the park.
You know, all the metal detail, including all the flashing on that building. It's got to be at least 50, 60 years old. You don't see that kind of upturned steam with a grip bend like that on these buildings today.
It is kind of green.
Yeah, it's copper. That's how you can tell it's copper. Jesus, well, come on. That's quality. What you're seeing there is patina naturally caused by the oxidation of the copper. A light layer of oxidation causing a natural coloration in the material used. I mean, that's not your cheap kind of plastic junk you get down at, say, Goodman's or someplace like that, you know? I mean, that's handcrafted work. That's why I'm out here sketching and stuff. You don't see buildings flashed like that anymore.
No argument there.
Well, I would hope not. I mean, I know this stuff. Look at this entire pad is full of this cheap house down the street wasn't even using, it wasn't even galvanized, it was just tin sheet metal.
I just don't have enough wax.
I mean, that's the epitome of cheap, you know what I mean? Rust. I mean, what? Well, flashing gonna get water on it or what? I mean, flashing, you don't put flashing inside.
I need to look at them all at one time.
Okay, some people do, but they don't. Flashing is meant to run underneath the roofing material, over the sheet felt, down into the gutters and right into the...
This one goes with this one. It's called a match.
You realize how important this is? One would know I haven't found the flashing at the top of this rack that belong to the water main. The alligators and the frogs are the only thing we'd have today.
This is amazing.
I mean, take for instance that small structure over there, toilet. Unsignificant? No! Important.
One of the other ways we like to get suggestions is obviously written suggestions, verbal suggestions, and sometimes we like to put everybody in the moment by allowing the suggestion to be given by our musicians, our crack team of audiologists here, Reich and Paulino. Usually they support by following what we do. For this next series of scenes, we're going to follow what they do. We're going to have no idea what it is that they're going to conspire to play. They'll set a mood, a tone, something, and you will hear it at the same time we do, and we'll respond with whatever we feel like. So we'll see what happens. This next scene is improvising with music.
Sweat on it. It was hot and steamy in the city. All the windows were open, the fan was turning, and not a breath of air was moving in the office. My freshly starched suit was hanging on me like a melted piece of licorice on a radiator in July with the steam on. Just then Angel strode into the office, wearing her fur. I had no idea how she did it in this kind of heat, but she always looked so cool, so collected. She made those lips at me. Then she walked over to the filing cabinet and pulled out that fifth of burger that only she and I knew was there. She pulled the shot glasses from the top drawer. Before it took out these slugs. Give them more handed me. She ever drove me wild to see her hold that fur in her teeth. It always made me crumple my hat. She pulled the fork with her teeth.
Honey, I'm gonna leave it on pause while I get another soda, okay? I don't want to miss a thing.
again. No, we cannot do that. We do not have the upper body strength. Every time you do that, then everybody looks at you, and all of these subtleties about dancing are lost.
This is a team effort here, a group effort. You have to follow what we do.
It's an ensemble.
Let's try it again.
But you do have breasts and hips, I do not. How am I supposed to follow?
Just match the move, get in the flow and the rhythm, and stop being bigger than we are.
Unlock your hips. Pretend that there's a bucket here, and you're moving it back and forth.
We're around in a circle.
We're around in a circle.
You fine, okay.
My bucket looks more like a forklift.
That's okay. Let's start again from the top. Notice the energy. Notice the ambiance. Match that. Flow with it.
This is not working for me, I'm sorry.
No, it's not working for me. I feel like it's being sarcastic.
I'm trying my best.
All right, Tommy. You choreograph this bit.
We'll do it your way.
Kids. Your part of the PTA show is only 3 minutes long.
About 10 seconds. I think we need a stretch.
I don't think we'll win this year.
That's great.
Yeah, but we need to rehearse.
What else can we do?
Hire a writer.
Is that your mom, Lehman?
My dad doesn't even have any tape in the camcorder.
You'll kind of like that.
Wait, I'm gonna beat you up.
I told you we should.
What they say about locking your knees?
We need a king. Need a king. Hail! Hail!
Hail!
Listen, I think we ought to go down. Isn't that where they said the wine selling was?
Okay, first. Flashlight. I'll just tie this hair to your belt.
Such surprises you shall find in my basement. You want to wine?
Honey, I can't see the flashlight anymore.
Wow, there's a whole lot of wine down here. But it's all yellow.
Honey, I can't hear you, honey. Can you hear me?
Oh wait, honey, there's some French at the bottom here.
Honey, I don't like this. Come on up.
You like this? She loves it.
Honey,
What?
honey, can you hear me?
Oh, honey, there's stuff written on the walls here. Curses and stuff.
Honey, if there's anything written on the walls, don't read it. Not out loud.
Please, sweetie, say the word.
Don't say it backwards, whatever you do. Can you hear me,
Grant all
honey?
your wishes.
Honey,
What?
honey,
What?
honey, I can't hear you, honey.
Read the word.
I'm getting nervous. I'm gonna come down after you in about a half an hour.
Please, sweetie.
You're not back.
All your wishes granted.
All ye who enter here need not the Spirit. I don't think I'll finish that.
Please. Glowworms to light your way.
Honey, I'm coming in.
Magic dust to make you feel light and happy.
Here I come. Stand by the stairs.
I'm coming up, honey.
No, please.
Oh, honey, honey. How come you went down there and came in from over there? I've been standing here hollering down these stairs for an hour and a half.
The house is magic.
An hour and a half. I was only down there 30 seconds.
It's yours. Release me.
Not by Mr. Cassio. He's been gone a long time. I was getting worried. I was going to come down after you.
Please release me.
Last I was talking to Rod Surly down there.
He's such a kidder.
nice close
You're
up.
gonna work from up there?
Dig in.
Here I go.
Freeze! Middle America, all right? I was backstage. I didn't get to see that. So, would you guys do that again, please? I'll stand out here so I can see better.
Stay away, stay away. It'll go away in a little bit.
I promise, Arnold, this won't hurt a bit.
I saw what you did to the beef on the barbecue last week.
Oh, brother.
Boy, a nice close up.
You're gonna work from up there?
Give it to him.
Freeze! Did it again! It worked. I don't know, the view in the back. Did you see that really well? Could you do that in slow motion? Watch closely. You see a lot more this way.
right, and they need to stretch because this is where we take a break. So take 10 minutes, go out front, enjoy the wonderful Julia Morgan concessions, and I should caution you, please do not bring your food or drink back into the theater with you at any time. Check out what's out front, take a look at what's coming up here at the Julia Morgan, take a look at the Flash Family things we have out front, and meet us back in here for another half of more fun in about 10 minutes. Okay, Jack, now you hold her trunk while I put this thing in. Jumbo's waiting outside. Oh, God, hurry!
I'll run a spear through you, you Roman dog!
Filter on this thing.
2 days later is O.
All inner city people, you must wear the navel protector at all times. It's screw in, and you just take it out in those intimate moments.
Sure, keep it in.
Well, Sue Ellen, you know, this is our third date, and that culture I took from you is developing nicely. Oh, these modern lovers. Who does this belong to?
We need lots of suggestions from you now. What we need are lots of emotions, and we will write them down as you call them out. Really?
And I will be controlling Doug by attempting to figure out what I've written down in this book.
Where is a place where two people might meet? In a laundromat, I heard. And what is the relationship between a man and a woman?
You're confused.
What are they to each other?
Meeting for the first time.
Meeting for the first time in a laundromat and confused.
Fear.
My laundry.
I know. Smart.
Disgust.
I don't want to touch your laundry.
I don't even know you.
Listen, I can smell your laundry.
I assure you, I'm not going to touch it.
Greed.
You sure aren't. I'm keeping
It all myself.
I am so glad. Because my laundry just smells like my favorite cologne. It doesn't smell
all mine.
anything
All
like
mine.
yours.
Desperation.
It's all I've got. It's all mine.
Panic. Something's missing. Wait.
Envy.
My new underwear is missing. I was sure I brought it. Good grief, I didn't lose that on the bus.
New underwear?
Yes. Yes.
Brand new?
Yes, I stopped by Nordstrom's on the way down here and I spent a lot of money on it and it's missing.
Joy.
Mine is far from new. Well used, and deservedly so. It has been with me through many a year. Rain, drought,
Angst.
Why are you talking to me this way?
all of those times we have spent together.
Claustrophobia.
My underwear and me.
Rage.
And it should be that way, don't you think? After all, why should I be separated from it? I wouldn't let anyone come between me and my BBD.
Secretiveness.
How'd you know?
Are the sexiest ads in all of the magazines.
Confusion.
Lust.
Where? I know I've seen them someplace.
Elation.
There it is! It's the Nordstrom's bag! I didn't lose my new underwear!
Terror.
Here it is! Here it is!
Give it away! It knew, but it doesn't know what it's doing.
What I need is a new product, one that hasn't been invented yet.
Go.
Gummo! Thank you.
Go.
somewhat longer view of a subject, and we call this part of our show Light. And we like to take a longer view because we like to get a suggested view that's perhaps a little more thought out, a little deeper, something that crosses boundaries of race, age, international boundaries. In the past, we've had suggestions for this series of scenes like sex, death. We had jealousy last week at our show at Fort Mason.
Pressure.
Pressure. Pressure I heard first.
No, don't take that one.
Barbara, there's got to be at least 3 or 4 applicants. We desperately need somebody. We are so overloaded. Send anybody in, would you please?
Mr. Carruthers.
How do you do?
Quickly.
Oh, great.
I do quickly.
My name's Laura Kimberly, and what we need is somebody who's really ready to jump right into a position and help out very quickly. We are overloaded. And
Yeah, ready to jump right in.
this is a professional workplace.
Well, I think I can do any kind of job you could give me. I can type, and I can take a letter.
No, this is not the kind of position. We need somebody who can go out and call on people and create a kind of sales environment where people will buy products.
No, I like that. Quickly, I like it.
One of the things that we need in this job is stability. There's entirely too much going on around here for us to be able to,
Even a foreign shield I can well. And I think I can balance any office that you send me into.
Great. Well, for one thing, take a look at this and see if you would, and that's kind of a sales, that's a sales report. What do you look at that in terms of trends? What would be your analysis of this situation and suggestions you would make?
I'd say your salesmen are running up enough drinks on their expense accounts. Speaking of drinks on expense accounts, why don't you and I go back to my motel and discuss this?
Did you watch the hearings? Don't you know that kind of talk, I mean, we absolutely, you are, I'll just analyze this for you.
don't know what they want. I tried for years and years to figure it out and do whatever they told me, and I never quite got it right.
Now you be the backseat driver and you tell me how to do it, and then I'll yell at you.
You know, I had to tell him to ask me to the prom, and I had to tell him to get engaged to me, and I had to tell him when we were getting married. He just sort of showed up. I think I just didn't see the pattern at the time.
No, not there! Hit the brake, you dumb Dave!
I'd like an accent.
Yell at me while I'm driving! I said, Mom, yes.
I was just trying to be real sensitive, and I figured if I told her what I wanted, I could be wrong, but if I did what she wanted, we'd always be right.
It's fun to be like adults.
Yeah, I'd like to. You want to drive for a little while?
You know, I just made this big mistake. You know, I thought we'd get married and he'd change, and he would sort of tell me what to do for a while, but that didn't happen, and it didn't last too long.
Watch out for that truck. Watch out for that truck. Watch out for that kid with the rubber ball over there.
You want to drive again?
What's the point of being married if you're not going to be flexible, you know? I compromise every day of my life. I compromise at work, I compromise at home, compromise in bed. I'm compromising now. I didn't want to be here to talk to you. I thought this was a good idea.
You're getting paid for this.
Well, I don't know if I really care to air our laundry in front of people who aren't laundress.
Well, you know, the rest is history. We're divorced now, and he's the president of just this mega conglomerate, and
It's her idea.
I, you know, at my age, I joined the army, and people are bossing me around. You know, I think I was looking for that all my life.
Tell me where to go.
How many people here actually have jobs? How many people here ever feel pressure at their job? How many people here felt pressure at their job this week? What were you being pressured about?
Statistics.
Time. Thank you. Always looking over your shoulder for some time. They're going to dock your pay just a little bit late. All
situation you and a friend might find yourself in that you definitely feel pressure.
Sewing a button.
Sewing a button. Thank you. Hey, hurry! Come on, I'm gonna be late. Do I have to take it off?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
This is like the most important thing I'm going to all year long. Why didn't you have this done ahead of time?
Well, I'm sorry. I was at the
ostrich place.
I was at the ostrich place.
You know how that makes me feel?
How does it make you feel?
Like I should maybe put my head in the floor around here and get more attention from you sometime. This is very embarrassing. What if I hadn't noticed that, and I had gone with the
broccoli.
Broccoli incomplete. I could have been terribly embarrassed in that situation.
Well, honey, I don't see what a lost button has to do with that beautiful broccoli sculpture.
You think I can go in there and finish that when I don't feel completely dressed?
All right, all right. Listen, if I do this, will you buy me that
I'm not going to get you a squirrel cage. That's the last thing I want to talk about.
Darn it!
Well, it's a stupid idea.
Freeze!
We like Manal. When you're hearing them fish for words, follow that instinct that's already started. And when they turn to you fishing, supply them a word. You notice it doesn't necessarily have to fit.
Well, we don't even have a squirrel.
Well, I'm going to get one.
Oh, sure, you're going to get
Well,
one.
as soon as I get an electric blanket, I'm going to get a squirrel.
They have work. Only they can keep themselves warm.
Just don't understand. You're just like your mother.
I am not just like my mother. That is a preposterous statement. I don't have one of those, glockenspiel.
You don't have a glockenspiel, but you have a tuba, and that's worse. And now that I mention it, I'm just going to have to say that I wish you would stop practicing when I'm trying to do my teeth. You know, it
You
takes
have
me.
never liked my tuba, and I paid for those teeth. Whatever I can well please while you're working on my teeth. The fact they're in your mouth only reflects the fact that I could not afford a toilet.
Welcome to the chair straightening portion of our show. How's this? To the right. Lower.
Thank you, Tires Anonymous. I'm a Michelin and I'm underinflated. Uneven tire wear that I got from my parents. The treads are too far apart. And I got stones in them. And I just wish and I have a twin. He always got on the good side.
I'm here tonight representing Sporting Goods as a basketball who leaks slowly. It is embarrassing to be used. Dribbling is no longer one of my strong points. I do not even hold pressure during the entire game.
Thank you for sharing.
You said that was for you.
They both for you, Edgar?
I haven't made up my mind yet. They're both in the sun now, but in about 20 minutes, one of these is going to be in the shade. I haven't figured out which one yet.
Edgar, you're obfuscating again. We have to talk about this.
This one's yours.
And according to what the doctor said, you're perfectly capable. And it's your attitude and your belief system. Much of our body is like our brain. Use it or lose it.
You know, you've been this way ever since our wedding night. Niagara Falls, 47 years ago. Now, I know we got married late in life, but we could save it. But that was no reason for me to require rescue breeding. You understand what I'm saying? You're an insatiable animal. And I'm drained. I'm tired of being your love slave. Saying some of the man stuff has just worn me down over 47 years. You used me like a dry husk, and now you're tossing me aside.
Edgar, I don't want to toss you aside. I have needs. We need to talk about this. There's no reason why we can't find a compromise. All right, we won't do that position. I know it hurt your back, and I'm sorry about that. The chiropractor, I know it was embarrassing for you to talk to the chiropractor and tell him how it happened.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and especially since I still had chocolate fudge in my ear.
I think that if you just could work on your attitude, it wouldn't be a problem. Pressure is all in the mind. You could look at this as an adventure and an example to younger folk.
The problem I'm having is a lack of pressure, and it's not really in my mind.
Can I have a multi-syllabic word that you associate with pressure?
Putrefaction.
Putrefaction. Thank you. The world scholar in the front.
And what's another word that means the same as pressure? Oh. Stress. What was that? Stress and tension. Thank you.
And yet another word, please, say 2 to 4 syllables that you think of when you think of pressure.
Confirmation.
Confirmation?
That's a word?
Confirmation?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
As in here. So, let's recap. Putrefaction.
Stress and tension.
Confirmation.
Stress
Putrefaction.
and tension.
Putrefaction. Future. Vacation.
Tension.
Putra.
Stress.
Putra.
2 dimes to don't care about the money, I just care that you are there.
She don't care about the money, she just cares you are there.
Well, I'll be there for you, good Kate, if you'll be there for me. And maybe in your long johns you bounce upon my knee.
I bounce upon me, my boy, I bounce on something else. Together, dear, and I go sell myself.
It's a good thing for me, you young Kate, that you are not for hire. 'Cause I haven't got a penny nor any in the Shire.
Hasn't got a penny nor any in the Shire.
And as you know, my darling boy, I'd be an expensive girl. 'Cause that's what you said on our wedding night when I gave you a whirl.
But Kate, sweet Kate, I count myself such a lucky man. 'Cause I'm the only one to have you here in the palm of me hand.
'Cause he's the only one to have here in the palm of his hand.
Well, you're a lucky manly boy, and I'm a lucky girl. So let us both drink to that and try